Have you ever wondered why rock and metal music in America seems to have lost its edge? It's a question that's been on the lips of many music enthusiasts lately, as the once mighty genres seem to have been relegated to the back burner. Looking back on the golden years of rock and metal, we see legendary names like Randy Rhoads, Tommy Aldridge, John Bonham, and Geddy Lee, who set the bar high with their innovative and soulful music. These were artists who made their instruments sing, who gave depth and substance to their lyrics, and who never hid behind a wall of noise. Fast forward to today, and it seems like we've lost that spark. Rock and metal have become a shadow of their former selves, with a tendency towards guttural, indecipherable lyrics, and guitars and drums that often seem to be competing for dominance rather than harmonizing to create a compelling sound. We're seeing a rise in mechanical, blast beat drumming and bass that's more an afterthought than an integral part of the musical landscape. It's not just about the music itself, though. The decline of rock and metal has coincided with a rise in popularity of genres like rap. This isn't a coincidence. Music is a reflection of society, and right now it seems like the raw, rebellious spirit that once defined rock and metal has been replaced by a different kind of energy. What's more, it feels like the American music scene has been more accepting of this shift than other parts of the world. Europe, for instance, seems to have retained a stronger appreciation for the grit and authenticity that rock and metal can offer. But here in America, it's as if we've traded in our electric guitars for auto-tuned backing tracks. So, what happened? How did we go from the era of headbanging anthems and soaring guitar solos to this? Could it be that we have strayed too far from what once made these genres so captivating? Or perhaps the issue is that we've simply forgotten what it means to truly rock. Either way, it's high time we took a hard look at the state of rock and metal music in America. Now, let's delve into the differences between American and European music tastes, starting with lyrics. In the grand landscape of rock and metal music, lyrics play a pivotal role. They're the soul of the song, the message that resonates with listeners and gives meaning to the melody. But across the Atlantic, we see a stark contrast in lyrical preferences between American and European audiences. Let's start with America. Here we adore the raspy sweetness in our lyrics. We crave that raw, emotional depth that makes us feel, that connects us to the song. We want lyrics that are clear and comprehensible, that tell a story or express an emotion. We want our lyrics to sing, to reach for the stars, to be more than just noise. We want substance, not just sound. On the other hand, Europe seems to have a penchant for deep, guttural, and often illegible lyrics. This isn't a criticism but an observation of difference. There's a certain allure to this style, a mystery that invites listeners to delve deeper. But in America, we prefer our lyrics to be more accessible, more immediate. We don't want to hide behind incomprehensible lyrics. We want to understand the message, to connect with the artist on a deeper level. It's not just about the sound, it's about the meaning, the story, the emotion. It's about substance and clarity. And it's not just about the lyrics themselves, but how they're delivered. In America, we like our vocals to be clear and expressive, not drowned out by the instruments. We want our singers to put their names up there with the greats like Robert Plant and Freddie Mercury, not just be another voice in the crowd. To put it plainly, American listeners yearn for substance and clarity in lyrics, not just sound and fury. We want our lyrics to be more than just words. We want them to be poetry, to be art. We want our lyrics to sing, to resonate, to mean something. We want our lyrics to be heard, not just listened to. To conclude, in the world of rock and metal music, lyrics are more than just words. They're a vital part of the song, the element that gives it meaning and depth. And in America, we prefer our lyrics to be clear, meaningful, and emotionally resonant. We yearn for substance and clarity in lyrics, not just sound and fury. Moving on to the guitars, a key component of rock and metal music. Now let's talk about something that's as American as apple pie, the electrifying sound of a well-played guitar. Here, we like our guitars to do more than just strum a tune. We want them to sing, to express, to reach for the stars. This isn't about playing a few chords and calling it a day, no sir. This is about making that guitar weep, laugh, and shout. It's about making it tell a story, evoke an emotion, and touch the heart. That's the kind of guitar playing that gets people's attention. That's the kind of guitar playing that makes legends. Contrast this with the subdued guitar sounds often found in European rock and metal. It's not that they're bad, not at all, they're just different. They're a bit more restrained, a bit more hidden. They're like a shy kid at a party, hanging out in the corner while the drums and the vocals take center stage. But here in America, we don't do corners. We don't do hidden. We let our guitars shine and we let them roar. We let them take the spotlight and steal the show. Because in the end, isn't that what rock and metal are all about? Isn't it about breaking free, letting loose, and making some noise? Think about some of the greats: Randy Rhoads, Eddie Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix. These guys didn't just play the guitar, they made it sing, they made it scream. They made it do things people never thought possible. And in doing so, they didn't just create music, they created magic. So yes, we like our guitars to sing, we like them to reach for the stars, we like them to be bold, to be loud, to be unapologetically themselves, because in America a guitar isn't just an instrument, it's a voice that needs to be heard. Now let's beat the drum and pluck the bass strings as we explore these crucial elements in rock and metal music. In America, the drum beat isn't just a rhythmic foundation, it's a flowing river that carries the melody and harmonies along its winding course. It's not about mechanical blast beats that pound relentlessly like a factory assembly line. No, the American drum beat is about finesse and rhythm, a dance between power and subtlety. You see, America has a long lineage of drumming legends. Names like Tommy Aldridge and John Bonham echo through the annals of rock and metal history. These are drummers who knew how to strike a balance between the thunderous and the intricate, creating a rhythmic tapestry that was as compelling as any guitar solo or vocal performance. The bass, too, holds a place of honor in American rock and metal. It's not just an aura in the background, a shadowy figure guiding the melody from behind the scenes. No, the bass in American music demands to be heard. It's the pulse that gives life to the song, the heartbeat that drives the music forward. We're not talking about just any bass sound, though. We're talking about a bass sound that's rich and full, a sound that you can feel resonating in your bones. This is the kind of bass that legends like Geddy Lee, Geezer Butler, and Les Claypool have mastered. They're not just musicians, they're artists, sculpting soundscapes with their four-stringed instruments. In America, we want our drums to flow, not blast. We want our bass to be bold, not hidden. We want these instruments to be more than just the backdrop to the melody. We want them to be integral parts of the musical narrative. So, to all you aspiring drummers and bassists out there, remember this. In America, we don't just play our instruments, we make them sing. We make them tell a story. And that, my friends, is the essence of true American rock and metal. In America, drums and bass aren't just accompaniments, they're the heartbeat and pulse of the song. Having discussed these differences, we must ask ourselves, what does this mean for the future of rock and metal music in America? For 2 decades, we've watched as rock and metal music have gradually lost their way, overshadowed by mechanical beats, illegible lyrics, and barely there bass. It's clear that the current state of these genres is not sustainable, and it's high time we rethink the path we're on. We need to remember that music is not just about creating sound, it's about crafting an experience, a vibe, a connection that resonates with listeners on a profound level. It's about touching souls with the raw power of emotion, evoked through genuine talent and artistic expression. So, how do we go about setting this new standard, you may ask? Well, it starts with a shift in mindset. American rock and metal musicians need to step out of the shadows of mediocrity and aim for exceptionalism. Let's start with the lyrics. We need to move away from the guttural growls that are difficult to decipher and lack depth. Let's bring back the raspy sweetness, the poetic prose that resonates with the listener's soul. Our lyrics should tell a story, evoke emotions, and inspire change. Next, we turn to the instruments. Our guitars should sing, not hide behind the drums. They should be reaching for the stars, not buried under a barrage of noise. Guitarists, it's time to aim for the heights of legends like Randy Rhoads. And speaking of drums, let's ditch the mechanical blast beats and return to a more rhythmic, flowing style. Aspiring drummers strive to match the prowess of Tommy Aldridge or John Bonham. The bass guitar is not just an aura in the background guiding everything. It should be heard, it should be felt. Bassists, put your skills to the test and aim to stand shoulder to shoulder with Geddy Lee, Geezer Butler, and Les Claypool. The way forward is not through copying what's popular or relying on auto-tuned computer backing tracks. It's about rediscovering the soul of rock and metal music. It's about creating music that resonates with the audience, music that makes people feel something deep within them. We need to remember the standards that have been set by the greats of American and British rock and metal, and strive to meet, if not exceed them. It's a tall order, but with passion, dedication, and a little bit of rebellion, it's not impossible. It takes courage to break away from the norm, to create something that is true to oneself, and not just a mimicry of what's popular. But it's this courage, this authenticity, that will elevate American rock and metal music to new heights. The path to greatness is clear. All we need to do is reach out and grab it. In conclusion, it's not about conforming to trends or mimicking what's popular in other parts of the world. It's about embracing the unique essence of rock and metal, the raspy sweetness of lyrics, the guitars that sing, the flowing drums, and the audible bass, which all intertwine to create music that reaches for the stars. It's time to rekindle the flame of these genres, to harken back to the greats like Randy Rhoads, Tommy Aldridge, John Bonham, Geddy Lee, Geezer Butler, and Les Claypool. They set the bar high, and it's up to the new generation to rise to the challenge, to innovate while respecting the roots that made these genres the powerhouses they once were. We need to shun the superficial and the soulless, the mechanical beats and the illegible lyrics. We need to strive for authenticity, for music that resonates, that vibrates with life and passion. It's about creating music that speaks to the soul, music that sets the standard, music that truly rocks.